Asmi, you you know exactly what you did. You know, you can't accidentally make a 6-bit and a 7-bit donation back to back, cheer, whatever you call it. You can't accidentally do a 6 and a 7 back to back and not have it be intentional. You know what you did. We know what you did. Listen, I don't particularly care about it. I don't get irrationally angry at the image of a 6 next to a 7. It's like, you know, it's fine. It's kind of silly. My Archipelago server protocol version is 0.6.7, and you still see me playing Archipelagos. You still see me playing randos. You still see me doing basically all of the things that I've been doing. Thank you for the 13 bits. I appreciate it. Also, thank you for the 40 stream streak. That's a lot of streams. And in order that I saw y'all, congrats on first Twig. So, funny story. When Twig clicked that button, I was like, really? I literally looked upstairs and went, really? She didn't know that first was a thing until like 6 months ago, and I don't think she's ever actually had first, so I guess we'll occasionally give it to her. It's mostly for the bit, you know, that's fair. It's like, there's the... I'll get back to the going down the list in a second, but like, there's like two sides of the whole 6-7 debate? I don't know what to call it. The 6-7 situation, it's like the Evie situation, except significantly dumber and less ominous. I was working on that clip today. But it's like, you can either embrace it, embrace the stupid, embrace the silliness, embrace the dumb, and just be like, you know what? Yes, I will make this joke on occasion because silly. Or, on the other hand, you can vehemently hate it. You can be like, this is the worst thing ever. There's a weird I show you, weird dragon. Hi, Dragon Alchemist. 6-7 thoroughly annoys you and Aster because it doesn't mean anything. Exactly. That's the duality. Is that you can. It's like, oh, this is the dumbest thing imaginable. It doesn't mean anything, but it doesn't have to mean anything. It's nice to have things without meaning that are just stupid. Anyways, let me go back up and back down the list. Twig got first. Hi, Azumi. Thank you for the 13 bits and the 40 stream streak. Hi, Slasher. Hi, D&DD. Enjoy your lurk. Hi, Panda. Hi, Pigments. Hi, Winter. Hi, Dragon Alchemist. Hi, Ruby. Hi, Darkman. And hi, Noble Houndu. Oh, and hi, No, I did say hi, Slasher. God dang it. I feel very wibbly today? I don't know. There's... Nice. Nice. Thank you for the nice amount of bits. Everyone, yeah, it's like, at least 69 was funny because, haha, naughty bits! Followed by naughty bits. Yes, no, I mean, it's... I don't, like, someday, somebody's gonna go back and be like, what does this even mean? And is going to be very confused and generally, oh god, what the hell is this? Why? No? Why is this okay. When in doubt, you can always go 6-7. Did you know 6 is afraid of 7? Well, why is 6 afraid of 7? Winter Gust? I am accepting that dragon fact, and I will immediately delete it. There's even referenced in Bill and Ted. Hi, Yoza! Dragon misinformation. No. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Why are we ooh, oh, yada yada, and then whatever those last two faces are, why are we doing that in the Dragon Facts? Why? You were framed? I didn't stop you. You have the right to throw things at me. That is an option that I give you, is the option to throw things at me. It is an acceptable option. Can you have your points back then? No. Listen, you know what you did. Then you did it. See, exactly. You can do it. I'm okay with this. Oh, what's this? Because 7, 8, 9. Yes, okay. The amazing joke that went around when we were like 7 years old is now complete. It lives squarely in the dad joke. Ow! In the dad joke places of the internet. Except that it's been sullied in certain ways by the whole 6-7 debacle. Which, like, somebody's gonna go back as like a historian or something. It's like internet historian or something stupid, and they're gonna be like, where did this come from? And when I say internet historian, I mean somebody in like 3 years is gonna go back and try and figure out where the hell this happened, and there's gonna be nothing. It just happened, and then we're just gonna be very confused. You said no one-word fact, so you had to do that. I mean, that's fair. It's not a one-word fact, but I am, however, the queen, the overlord, the whatever of this stream, and so therefore, I can just... No. Speaking of which. Today is the last day for Dragon Facts submissions before the tier list begins. I will... At the end of this stream, I will take Dragon Facts as they exist, save a copy of them, and we will be using that as the list of which to use the tier list for. So that is a thing that happens at the end of this stream. Also, before I go like too deep, and before somebody gets mad at me about this and about that I haven't told anybody or whatever, I have also upped the cooldown on ! Dragon Fact from 1 minute to 2 minutes, just to make it less spammy. Cause y'all have been spamming the hell out of it, and I'm okay with this, but if we can have 50% less spam, it is good. What is that emote? Oh, it's Fred! The little twig on top is the one true. You know what? I can't even argue with this. I really can't. I want to argue with you. I want to be like, no, that's not true. That's not, nope. I can't argue. It is actually the truth. One more, you just finished a 12-hour shift and need a nap. Yoza, go sleep. Go to sleep. You work too much. But I will determine what is cuttable and stuff after the stream today. So we will... All Dragon Facts are accepted, all whatever, until end of stream. I'm just giving you warning. If you put in yada, if you do stuff like that, it will probably not make it to the list. You need to work more, just a quick nap. I can't stop you from overworking, but I can yell at you like I yelled at Katie on Saturday for going like 12 hours and 10 minutes. Where her brain clearly was no longer functional, and it was not, there was no activity up there. I'm like, stop the streets, go sleep, dang it, sleep, fight me, okay. bring it. Hold on. Bring it. I can take you. Have you running on it with no raise? That is unfortunate. Yeah, no thanks. It's like, it's the classic, don't make me do more things without giving me more anything.
Lizard.
You brought it. Lizard. Hi, Dash. But yeah, how's everybody doing? It is a Monday. It feels, I don't know what, everything about this last weekend has felt. If he doesn't need to fight you, your own body will at this rate. That's true. This is the truth. Because at a certain point, the body just goes, I'm done, and just no. It just stops. It just goes, all right, time to sleep. I've had that on a couple days recently. I don't know. I'm all out of whack. I didn't have caffeine today, and also I am like, I had a weirdly long weekend because of the 4th of July. We kind of sort of had the 3rd off, but not exactly, but also kind of. And so it like felt like yesterday was supposed to be a Monday, but yesterday was not a Monday. Yesterday was a Sunday, and I had a bunch of stuff to do, and now we're here, and now I don't have any other streams this week except for birthday. Is this where my brain is at? Yes. I am a rambling pile of nonsense. Your depression was kicking your ass. That is always an acceptable reason for either not being around, not doing things, or just having a rough weekend. That is always a valid reason. My reason these days is mostly the whole moving process has been all sorts of problems, and we're still trying to work on some things, and so there's a lot of stress that sleep has been hard. Sleep has been difficult, and we've been, it's been something. I would like it to be less something, but we work with what we got, and so, you know, insert Windows XP shutdown noise. Beam, 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 beam. Yeah, no, I kind of feel that way, and where it's like, you get to a certain point, and you're just like, nope, I gotta stop. You just have to stop. And sometimes you don't know when to say no. But a lot of times it's like, all right, we're gonna chill. We're gonna vibe. We're gonna do whatever. Sorry, tradition. Listen, the occasional flip is okay. Anything more than the occasional flip or jumble, actually jumble in general, just don't. Just generally speaking, don't. The occasional flip, all right, we can allow this. Oh yeah. You're feeling a premonition of what a week, huh, Captain? It's only Tuesday. Yeah, that's kind of every week around here at this point, though. We've got, like, I don't know, there's just a lot. There's just a lot. And this week we've got birthday stuff, and so I am trying to get all of that sorted out properly, and make sure that goes well, and make sure that all of the things are ready. I made a perfectly, completely, definitely non-cursed flyer. Definitely not cursed. There's no part of it that's cursed. It's just very silly. That we'll be going over a little bit later. So that's gonna be a thing that we will talk about, but I don't know, we're just vibing. It's a strange Monday. It's a strangely, like, it just doesn't feel like a Monday. I don't know what it feels like, but it just, I don't know, it's just weird. It's strange, it's off. But anyways, I hope you all had a decent weekend. It was the 4th, which is certainly a holiday that exists. If y'all are in the States and have a pet, I feel really bad for your pet. And and I want to make sure that you give extra hugs and pets to said animals for me, because they needed them. They very needed them. It was 12:03 on July 4th, as in the night before, and that's when the fireworks started. We were like, oh great, it's midnight. Can we wait like 20 hours for all that? Twig and I made the mistake of trying to go for a walk at like 9:30 on Saturday night. We got down to an area that's over by like a park, and there were no sounds of fireworks, and we were like, it's probably safe, whatever. We walk up, and when we're like at the closest point, the loudest, most obnoxious firework goes off, and we're like, are you freaking kidding me? We turned around and left. We're just like, okay, I guess that's where our walk is gonna be. Cool, we're gonna go down, we're gonna take about half the time that we wanted to, and then we're gonna leave. Oy. Slasher hunting down the ecom. As the other meme goes, yeah, I gotta get past this last difficult week, and then it's smooth sailing from here. But it's every week. Yeah, that's accurate. What if your old cat's had a tent you'd sleep in? I have a story about that too. He was 16 when we inherited him from family friends. Ecom! When the fireworks went off, he'd retreat to his tent and growl? Yes. No, I mean, so at one point, and this does not help the Twig as a cat allegations.
Lizard.
Twig for a while actually had a tent in their room upstairs. Had a tent in their room upstairs, so they would literally just like retreat to their little tent that they would sleep in, and like would be their like comforting I'm here reading place. It was adorable. It was also very hot in said tent, so eventually we took the tent down. But that was a thing that happened. That was something that happened. And I love that you specifically mentioned that it was a cat, because one of the reasons that I started stream a couple minutes late today was Twig needed her 30 minutes of Evie time for the day, because again, Twig, not beating the cat allegations, came in and started like nuzzling and rubbing. Like, these are cat behaviors, 100% cat behavior, and I'm just like, what are you doing? Like, I'm apparently married to a cat goblin thing. I wouldn't have it anyway. Oh, holy shit, 55, let's go! Thank you for the big kitty 10. But yeah, it's it's a whole thing. I will say, I am planning, and this is something that I will be adding for birthday. I am planning to add a third sound redeem. I do ask that every stream does not feature spamming all three of them for the alt. I do request this. I don't mind having it happen like once. Twice is a little much. 3 times would be way too much. So, as someone with a bunny goblin partner, yeah, that tracks. All right, I need to hear about the bunny goblin. I need to hear about the bunny goblin combination, because that sounds interesting. If nothing else, sounds incredibly interesting. It's like, wait, how is that a combination? Although I guess bunnies are just like in general problems. So, I guess it kind of tracks. But yeah, sometimes you just kind of look at what your partner's doing and go, wait, what? And I'm sure that there's plenty of things that Twig does, or that I do, that Twig looks at me in the same way. In fact, I know that there are. I know that there are plenty. Can I name them off the top of my head? No, because I'm not the one that's being looked at like that. It's okay. I'm sure Twig will tell all at some point. There'll be like some, I don't know, some stupid AMA or something, and somebody's gonna ask Twig, what are the things that Evie does? And it's like, what are you doing? And then, yep. That's gonna be a thing at some point. You know it to be true. However, that is not one of the incentives for this one. I do want to say, for birthday stuff, for those of you who have seen my post that I've been spamming on Blue Sky, that I put in my Discord and stuff like that, I do have incentives. The incentives are mostly as a, I don't know, if y'all want to give presents, you are more than welcome to. I ain't gonna stop you, obviously. But if somebody goes crazy, I want to be able to give back to the community for everything that is being done, that is being given, that is being gifted, whatever. I want to be able to give back if at all possible. So we do have a few incentives. Nothing big, nothing major. Just say like, hey, cool thing if we hit certain stuff. It's a lot of community focused things. And the top one is rigging Twig, which is something I do not expect to get to, but it's there in case somebody wants to go actually crazy. But yeah, we'll talk about all of that in a little bit. I do plan on yapping for a long time on Thursday, so this might be a slightly shorter icebreaker than usual. I'm honestly not sure. It's gonna depend on a lot of things. Today it just is interesting. The username and playstyle for some games is Goblin Gremlin, but as Big Bunny. Tiny rabbit obsessed by girlfriend who's 4 times his size. And they're the tallest at 6'7". That is... Okay. So as somebody who is married to somebody who is 6'2" and is a goblin, I understand the entire idea of just want to be small. I understand this because I see it from Twig. So that makes perfect sense. I love that, like, tiny rabbit obsessed by girlfriend who's 4 times his size. It's so good though. There's some really good things that comes out of that kind of thing. It's like the exactly 1 apple tall. Very, very small. Very small. Desire to be very small when you aren't necessarily very small. But yeah. That's an actual post though. Very cute. Yeah. I actually don't know if I've seen that one in particular, but I've seen stuff of the like, I think. I'm not sure. I don't know. There's my knowledge of, I don't want to call them like Tumblr memes because they're not necessarily Tumblr memes, but my knowledge of certain internet whatever is actually lower than you would expect. Is actually like significantly lower because of just like long gaps of not being connected in any real way. And so like there are things that I think some people just like accept as a like, this is a given. And I'm just like, I don't think I've ever seen that before. Or maybe I have and it's being explained in some way. it's one of the giganormous bunnies. Okay. Some of the most adorable animals ever are those, like, the bunnies that are actually just a dog. Where if you had the bunny in like an Elden Ring game, there'd be like signs all around it, like the player messages that is like dog. It's like, you cannot convince me that this rabbit is actually not a dog. It is dog-sized, it does dog things. It is a dog. It doesn't bark, but not all dogs bark. I have seen that though. Funny how some of the big creatures we fear are just big cats. Yeah, pretty much. Like either they are big cats literally, or they're big cats in that's how they act. They just act like very large cats. In that they run away, you see them for 30 minutes a day, they want nothing to do with you until they want something to do with you, and it's usually what they want to do is they want to eat, and then you will never see them again for the next, 23 hours and 30 minutes. Cats. Cat behavior. But yeah. I don't know, it's interesting, like the whole the idea of like the bunnies is, I don't know, they're adorable. And this is coming from somebody who is making an otter deck in Magic. I like the cute things. The cute things are great. I'm still waiting on those cards to come in. I want them to come in so I can have my otters. I want the freaking otters. Give me the otters. That's it. We are gonna be playing a Commander Night tomorrow, so that'll be fun. We did one last week. I talked about it on last week's Icebreaker, but we did cute thing good. Yeah, it's shockingly cute thing good. I love the Whooper GIF that was posted in memes in my Discord earlier today, yesterday, sometime this weekend, which, by the way, if you're not a part of, you could theoretically join. Also, hi Estelle. But yeah, we went to a Commander Night last week and that was a lot of fun. We had a good time. We played our stuff, we did our things, but we're gonna be going again tomorrow, so I will have a report. I will report on how it goes tomorrow, or not tomorrow. I'm not streaming tomorrow. On Thursday, because birthday stream, which is going to be a lot of fun. I've been looking forward to birthday for a while now, just because it gives me a chance to finally go back through and look at all of the dragon facts. There are some. I'm still not sure how exactly I'm gonna tier list them. So like there's a lot of tier lists that are just very simple, like S, A, B, C, D, E, F, or drop the E. There's a lot that are like that. I don't think I'm doing that. I think I will have like a tier for like perfection. I will have a tier for this is hilarious. I will have a tier for what are we doing here? I have a tier for like weird things and a couple of other tiers that are like too long, didn't read. There will be some amount of criticism isn't the right word, judgment. There will be judgment of the dragon facts. I do not judge you as an individual if you submitted one that gets judged. But most of you who submitted ones that might get judged know who you are. fairness, I will be cutting out a lot of them. Also, I have zero expectations of getting to all of the dragon facts on Thursday. We've only got like an hour to an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours, depending on the way things go with the Yappy app. We've only got like an hour and a half to 2 hours at the most for that kind of stuff. Hi, Aki. I'm gorgeous. No, you're also gorgeous. Although that's not a no as in like I disagree. That's a no as in, but also you. And also saying Yeeby, this is also fair. There have been multiple times in various, especially like in Pokemon games, where I will spell it exactly like that, E-B-I-E. But how are you, Aki? Also, thank you so much for 6 months. Hey, yes, us mode. Yeah, exactly. Yes, us. But it doesn't. But we don't. But there's not like a fun emote for yes, us. So you hit him with the no you, and then you say wait, but not no. Yes, but you two. You're just drawing. But yeah, it's I don't know. It's fun. I've been looking forward to it. I wanna see all the forgotten dragon facts, the ones that we haven't seen in a while, the stuff like that. I don't know, birthday's gonna be fun. I wish that I could have made it something bigger. I just can't. At the moment, I cannot, and what I've got is as much as I can plan. It is the lovely winter. Frosty greetings! Hi, Cass! How are you? How's my Monday? My Monday it does not feel like a Monday. I mentioned this earlier. It does not feel like a Monday. It feels like a Wednesday. I'm gonna be honest. It feels like a Wednesday, and I don't know why. I think part of it is that part of it is like it's gonna be a couple days before I stream again, but I've got a bunch of stuff that like I've been working on and that I've got like I don't know. It doesn't feel like a Monday. It's just one of those kinds of like I don't know. It is absolutely because of 4th of July. It is it's 4th of July plus IRL stuff is yes that. It was a weekend. It was a weekend and now it's like to the actual week, and so I'm just like I don't know. Everything's thrown off. Everything's been thrown off for the last like 3 weeks. Let's be honest. Basically, ever since I got back from my trip, and we've been in like kind of the home stretch of moving. It's just been strange. Everything's just been strange. I don't know. It's just one of those things. It's one of the. It's that kind of time. I will do what I can. Do what I can. I mean, there's a reason that I've dropped down to 2 streams a week. I would love, and so I was talking to Twig about this earlier, where sometimes, and like I talked about this, I actually mentioned this in Discord, I think. No, I mentioned this to the Elemental Stars team. I didn't actually mention this in my Discord, but I am at the point where with a lot of things going on, I am very burnt out. About the only thing I'm not burnt out in is streaming. But the worst thing to do when you are burnt out in a lot of things, but you're not burnt out in that one last thing, is to then spend all of the time trying to avoid burnout and everything else on the other thing. That is the worst thing you can do, and so I am trying my hardest not to do that. It's one of the reasons I'm like, all right, streams are going to be a little bit shorter. There's going to be less of them. There's going to be, like, it's not because of where I am streaming-wise. It is entirely because I want to be healthy. And I would rather that extra burnout energy go to something else rather than something that is completely unsustainable and could burn me out in the one thing that I really, really, really don't want to get burnt out in. So yeah. For any of y'all that are feeling burnt out about anything, whatever, take a break. Sometimes it's hard to do that. Sometimes, especially if it's work, it's difficult to be like, nope, I have to take a step back. I have to take a day of vacation. I have to do whatever. But sometimes you have to. And if people get mad at you for needing to take a break, I'ma kill them. I'ma kill them. I'ma come after them. I'ma get them. We're gonna get them. Taking breaks is good and important. Yes, very. And this is coming from somebody. Kiryu-chan! Happy early balloon infestation celebration anniversary day jamboree bash birthapalooza hypathon bonanza festival. Thank you, Strap, and congrats on the 70 cuties. I appreciate it. Is there a thing? Oh, I don't care. Lizard. I'm getting a notification from Twitch about something. I'm like, oh, it's TwitchCon. I don't care. Submit your thing for TwitchCon. I'm like, I'm not doing that. That's not a thing I worry about. But hi, Strap. How are you? But no, it is like incredibly important. And take this from somebody who is currently effectively taking a break from several things. Take breaks. Take them. Please take them. I'm looking at you, Yoza. I know you're probably not here still, but I'm looking at you. Mr. 17 hours a day, 58 hours a week, or whatever it is, by Thursday. Stop. Stop. But no, it's important. Even if your break is just do less. Is not try and force more, not try and force the same amount, is to do less and to pick up something new. Pick up a new game, pick up a new, I don't know. Go watch a bunch of movies, find a new anime series, go find a new TV show, go find, I don't know. Pick up a new hobby, go touch grass. There's plenty of options, but it's just like, step back and do something else. So I did post my Stellaris short this last week. I can say I am still playing that game. For those of you who don't know, who didn't believe me, in the length of Stellaris games, I believe I started, I'm gonna pull up my Steam. I believe I started this particular game at like 45 hours played in the game. I am now at 95 hours. I have spent probably 50 hours on this one, in parentheses, one game of Stellaris. The amount of achievements I've gotten is very silly. I got 3 yesterday, 4 on the 4th, 3 on the 2nd, 5 on the 1st. It's just like, oh, okay, we're just gonna get all of the achievements while we're doing whatever we're trying to do. I am in late game crisis mode, which means that everything sucks and all my shit's dying, which is less than great, but we have murdered a couple big fleets, we have picked a couple systems off, and we're going to eventually be able to do stuff. Come on, just one round of Stellaris, it can't be that long 50 hours later. Oh. I mean, I'm sure that if I was better at the game, I guess, I could have done better with it, but I just think the game is that long. And it's worth noting, I started playing that game knowing this. I've never played a game to its conclusion, which is what the goal is. I am like 70 years before the game ends. So like the goal is to finish the game. game. Do I win? Do I lose? I don't know. I'm not in good spot to win. I think I'll probably end up like second-ish, but the lot can happen in the last 7 years because of the way that the endgame crisis works. But the goal is to finish whatever state my empire is in. I have like a third of the map. I have an absurd amount of territory. I have an absurd economy. But I don't really know what I'm doing, and so I'm just kind of trying to balance things, and at this point I'm like, oh god, I need alloy. I need so much alloy. I'm making like 800 alloy a month. I need so much more than that to remake all of the thousands of ships I've lost. As well as the fun part when you like have this endgame crisis mode, you have the endgame crisis and like they will just throw a giant fleet at you and they will right click your starbase and just murder it. They will take it from 100 to 0. They will generally leave your ships alone, but your starbase takes a hell of a lot longer to repair, especially if you have a pile of defenses on it. And so I'm just like, can you not? I don't want to spend the like 40,000 alloy on that. I want to have a defensive anchor so that I can be able to push out and lash out and fight this existential threat to existence. But instead, you come in, you right-click my thing and go, ha, sucker, and then they just leave. I'm like, you're an ass! Screw you, AI! Screw you! I mean, fuck AI, but in general. But, in this case, the AI of Stellaris, like, actually, screw you. I think the Crisis is literally an AI faction. Like, it is an artificial intelligence faction. Endgame Crisis is a really good concept for those games that always make it feel fresh. It also means, so the fun thing, I've never gotten to the Endgame Crisis in this game, and so I didn't know exactly what it was going to look like. The interesting thing about the Endgame the Endgame Crisis is that it also shakes up the game. Where, like, myself and a neighbor, I am in like a fairly decent sized federation. I think I'm in the biggest federation that is in the world. And so one of us was always picking fights with someone else in one of the other federations. And so, like, the two major federations were basically always at war. But one of those people that we were always at war with is somebody who is stronger than me right next door. So there was a whole lot of time where I'm just like, all right, where can I pick my spot so that I can gain some ground in various places and do things. I also didn't understand what influence did for the first, like, I don't know, 200 years of the game. And then I realized, oh, I can spam habitats. I can make my core sector have like 40 planets because I can spam the shit out of habitats and use my influence that way. But yeah, it is really interesting playing through the end because it's like suddenly me and the person that I've been fighting the entire time basically are now allies because we have the one common threat. And so it's like, all right, let's deal with that before we deal with each other more. And there's still, I think the way that Stellaris does it is that it like gives you one of these or a couple of the computer factions get like extra bonuses or something, and I think that particular faction that is immediately next to me got those bonuses. So I've had an uphill fight for basically the entire game. but it's been interesting. And so I've been in, like, one of my neighbors is a Federation member, so I can just kind of sit and vibe. But then the other one is the strong guy, and then I've lands across the galaxy, and then on another part across it's something. I should post the map in general because it's something. It's a map. The amount of border gore at this point is painful. Although that's kind of what happens when we invaded when like my Federation went to war with another Federation, and one of the people in that other Federation was across a wormhole from us. And so we just went through the wormhole and started eating. Yam, 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 yam. It's just, we just started eating from the inside out, and we basically have that particular Confederacy's entire empire. But yeah. So yeah, Stellaris is a thing. Stellaris is a fun game. I do recommend it, but you have to, if you play it, you have to go in realizing it is going to be a very long affair. It is a very long game. I'm also not playing with, like, most of the expansions. I don't think I have any expansions. I'm playing basically base game. Maybe if there's some that are like free. I don't think any of them are free though. And if you want all of them, you can pay them monthly, and that's no. So I think I'm just playing the base game for the most part too. So, but yeah, it's fun. It's a fun game, and it's a nice thing to be able to like hyperfixate on outside of stream. That keeps me encaged in something. Because it's a whole thing about, like, for Burnout, like, the way to kind of, like, help it along is very much the, like, alright, do little things here, little things there, and you can do other stuff to help alleviate the burnout, and so, yeah, it helps. When you start from the start, DLC was kind of fine. Piecemeal, hard coming later. Yeah, no, there's what, like 14 DLCs for the game, and each of them are not cheap. How much are each of them? $25, $20. A bunch of them are on sale. So currently it's $10, $16, $20, $8. No, I mean it's there. A lot of the older ones. Okay, a lot of the older ones are $5 now. They're normally 10 or 20. Some of those are also like story packs and stuff. Like, I don't know. The game, $1 Stellarian dollars. Yeah, yeah. You aren't wrong. you definitely aren't wrong. No, but it's like, I don't know. And I did this with RimWorld too. If the like, you kind of look at the base game and you're like, why do I need the DLC if I've never done anything with the base game anyway? So I play the base game, and if I feel like there's something lacking, or if there's some amount of like replayability that isn't there, well, okay, then we chill, and then we consider, all right, maybe we go get the DLC or something. But when there's that many of them, to the point of they make a like expansion pass that you pay monthly for, it's insanity. It's actual insanity. And I'm not sure how I mean, I guess I understand how their model works, but it's also just like, I don't know, it's a lot. It's a lot. And I don't ever expect to play the DLCs, especially because like I like doing the thing, and I was talking about this with Noob in his stream earlier, of the like, I'll play a game like a RimWorld or a Terraria or a Stellaris or like a No Man's Sky once every like 2 years. Once every 2 to 3 years, I'll be like, you know what I haven't done in a while? That. I'm to go do that. Like, I haven't played Terraria for like 18 months. And I'm not at the point where I'm like, you know what, I should go and play that again. But I'm sure that I will. And so whenever that day comes, we'll do that. But I do that with a lot of games, which means that, like, if there's a whole bunch of, like, paid DLCs, it's one of the nice things about, like, No Man's Sky, where they are pumping out the expansions once every quarter-ish, but they're all free. And so every time I come back, it's a slightly different game, and I don't have to pay anything for it. But the idea of, like, the RTS aspect is that every game is going to be slightly different because you have different factions, different spawn locations, different, like, allocations of planets and stuff around you, different allocations of resources. And so everything's going to look slightly different. The balancing of the economy is going to be slightly different. It's like all, I don't know. It's, at a certain point, it's like, why do there need to be 14 expansions? Why? Hi, Mari. Do we really need all of those expansions? No, I don't think so. I don't think we do. I really don't. But we have them, and so we have to account for them by choosing not to partake. We're not embarking. We're partaking. But yeah. So, like, I don't know. That's just been, like, part of the thing that I've been up to. I've also, and you can groan, I've also been playing a teeny bit. You can actually, this is less of a groan and more of a, oh, Evie's mental situation is not great. I have been also picked up a couple Pokemon games for Ironman purposes. I haven't done it in a while, and I haven't been doing it anywhere near as much as I used to, but there has been a little bit as a treat. So yeah, we've been doing things. We've been keeping ourselves busy. That was this weekend in a nutshell. I don't like the 4th. I am not particularly proud of, you know, stuff going on at the moment. And I don't particularly like listening to people blowing things up, personally. Especially when they're really damn loud and are definitely not legal here. Like, so if y'all don't know, y'all aren't familiar with North Carolina. North Carolina, you can have fireworks, but you cannot buy them here. You can buy them in South Carolina. Charlotte is close enough to South Carolina that a lot of people will go across the border. Like, literally the first exit on the other side of the border on one of the major highways here has like 47 fireworks stores, like the fireworks mega mart, and then this other fireworks place that does things, and then this other one, and then this other one, and you're just like, can we not? But yeah, so, like, I don't mind the smaller ones, but anything with a big boom, please don't. Please don't. Like, I don't need any of that. Nobody does. There's no reason for you to be setting off giant explosions in the air. Like, there's not. Seeing it from afar when it's like at a baseball game, where after the baseball game, on 4th of July especially, they'll do a big fireworks show. Cool, that's fun. I will bring earplugs, but that's fun. But like the homemade stuff, or not homemade, the home fired off, just stop. Please, please. For the sake of the pets, if nothing else. The animals don't like it. The Evie doesn't like it. I think half of us don't like it, and the other half of us just explode things. So I don't know. It's... I don't want to be like, you don't have fun, but also, you, person who is fun, is causing anxiety for everybody else. Please stop. Please don't. Just don't. Anyways, ads are playing. After the ads are done, we're gonna switch over to presentation scene and talk about schedule and stuff like that. schedule, birthday, etc. But for now, you get a minute of premium yap. Well, 3 minutes, but there's only 1 minute. Time to head home before the anxiety-inducing soccer game. Right, there's a soccer game tonight. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be completely honest. I'm kind of hoping the US loses. I understand. I understand the fervor. I understand all of that. Like, it's kind of a cool story. I don't know. I think this year should not be the year. It's cool, but it's cool, but Belgium's being 10 ply soft. I actually don't know what that means. Yeah, no, especially the red card pull was one of those, like, especially because of the, like, whether there was actually political motivated or whatever to it, because a lot of people were complaining about the call itself, from what I can understand. It's like there was a lot of people that were like, that should never have been a red card, whatever. The second that you get politics involved in all of this, I just want it to stop. And so I kind of want the team to just lose so that it just stops. I don't want the last thing I want to happen. The last thing I want to happen is for the US to win another game, maybe another 2 games. Because I figured the team's probably going to get absolutely murdered at some point. And have someone in charge be like, that was me that caused that. They wouldn't have been good if it weren't for me. And it's like, get your damn nose out of sports, asshole. Shut it. And so, like, that is what I don't want to happen, and so I'm kind of in the, like, yeah, go Belgium. Like, and all of my US viewers are like, Evie, get out of here. I'm going to watch the game now. But it's like, you know, oh, Belgium looks bad against Senegal? I mean, I know nothing. Lizard, I know nothing about soccer. Like, quite literally nothing except a vague kind of almost understanding of how the rules work. But in terms of like, oh, this team is good, aside from the fact that Brazil is usually good, but they lost. And then, like, I don't know, from the breathless spamming about a couple players, I'm like, oh, okay, so there's some decent players. This is all stuff I picked up while I watched like 3 games when I was up in New Hampshire 3 weeks ago. I don't know anything about the game, and so I'm just like, yeah, cool, yay, sports. I know a decent amount about a lot of sports. Soccer was never one. I played soccer as a kid. I did that as a child, but I just didn't. I don't know. Never got in. You were at work when the Belgium-Senegal game happened. There's also something to be said for a team not having a good day. So, I don't know. There's, like, if they can have a bad day and they still win, that does kind of say something about a team of the, like, okay, well, maybe they didn't look good, but
Lizard.
It was just an off day. Lizard. Hi, Ref. The point system is pretty simple, and there's not a lot of rules, except where there are rules, and those rules are very... The rules of soccer are very wibbly. The rules about soccer feel very wibbly. They feel very vibey, where it's like, well, I don't know. It kind of looks like there was something here, kind of, maybe, sort of. Obviously, you can't just attack someone, but like, a lot of the plays look exactly the same, and some of them are fouls, and some of them aren't, and then some of them are red cards, and then some of them are yellows. I'm like, I don't know how this thing works. The rules are a lot more simple than rugby, your preferred sport. I actually don't know what. As little as I know about soccer, I know 0 about rugby. I've never seen rugby played, ever. Apparently my high school had a team. I went nowhere near that. But, like, there's, Yeah, I don't know. The yellow and red card rules are kind of ambiguous and depending on the ref. Yeah, I mean, it's I feel like that's a lot of sports though, is the like, okay, cool, we've got quack. We've got like certain refs do certain things, and then certain refs, other refs do other things, and there's a question of like, do we let them play? Do we not let them play? Do we like, it's a thing. Hi, Alex. Yeah, it was just one, and like, living in the States, it's not one of the big four here. It's not one of the big three. I don't really think there's a big four anymore. It's not one of the big three, where baseball, football, basketball, it's not one of the big three. And it's not one of the big four if you include hockey in that. And so it's just kind of there. There was also no soccer team here locally for me to latch onto, whereas there was a AAA baseball team, a basketball team, and a football team. And I'm like, cool, I can just go to those because I am a sporty person. I enjoy sports. I enjoy playing. I will occasionally enjoy watching. But yeah, just soccer was just not one of those things. Anyways, used to play before you hurt your back. It looks... I don't know. Hi, Red Nomad. I know nothing about it. I can't even be like, it looks like. I have literally no opinions, which is weird. Evie has no opinions on insert thing here? Huh, interesting. She really must not know that then. All right, let's come here. let's go here for a change, for a treat. Very simple schedule this week. Very simple schedule. Although Sunday, check out Sunday. Obviously today is Icebreaker. We're currently in the middle of yapping. It may be a slightly shorter icebreaker than a lot of icebreakers in the past. I would be very surprised if we yap for 3 hours, but then again, who knows? Who knows? I've seen weirder things. Rugby's a blast with the right group, your local bar in Japan, or when Japan played in the 2019 World Cup versus Russia, the atmosphere was glorious. I believe you. But yeah, so today is gonna be Icebreaker. We're gonna go for 1.5 to 2 hours most likely. And then we're gonna switch back over into the Hell Rando. So for those of you who have missed the first 3, I guess, pieces of the Hell Rando play. This is actually a subathon incentive from earlier this year. Was the last subathon incentive that was hit. Basically, if there's an option to add more checks to the game, I have it enabled. I am playing Fire Red, which has one of the biggest piles of additional checks available. Also, I see that Hydrate doing that now. And y'all better hydrate as well. It was from 8 minutes ago. I'm clearly paying close attention. But basically, it is a randomizer an item rando, in which if there is an option to increase the number of checks, I have done it. So that means every trainer is a check. Every Dex entry is a check. Every shop entry is a check, including the game corner. So once we get the coin case, which I believe we have, we can look at the game corner prizes and go, do we need those? And the answer is, in this seed, no, which is nice because then we don't have to spend an enormous amount of money on getting those prizes, but those are checks. Also, rematches are checks. So there is a rematch sanity option in the randomizer where the Verse Seeker rematches, there are certain trainers that when you rematch them, they have different teams. They have stronger teams after a certain number of either gyms or badges. Those become checks. Also, Fame Sanity. So the Fame Checker in Fire Red Leaf Green has a bunch of information about a bunch of different quote-unquote important characters that is kind of hidden throughout the world in various bookshelves and stuff. Every single entry for the Fame Checker is also a check. So basically every single one of these is enabled. I think that's all of them. Is that all of them? Did I miss something? Basically it's a whole lot of insanity because, you know, we don't have that here. Sanity is not something that comes with the territory. So we'll be doing that. It's been fun. We've got 5 badges. We have 4 HMs. And most importantly, oh, and one more thing about the Hell Rando. For any of you that understands how progression works in archipelagos, the normal, like, base, like, standard whatever progression amount is 50. And that is like, you're getting items as you go and you're not railroaded down paths. This is a progression 1 seed. So basically, if I get an item, it is going to be required for another item. And it is probably unlikely that it will be required for 2 items. So kind of what's ended up happening is that, like, I am going through a bunch of checks that has been enabled by one of the things, and I will go down that until its logical conclusion, and then turn as soon as I get a new one, and then go down that path. And if at some point we run out of checks, then we double back and we continue on. But for the most part, it has been we go until we can get more checks, and then we go and get those additional checks. We are, I want to say, actually I have the multi-world up. How many checks are we in? Multi-world tracker and a sphere tracker. Nope, that's not it either. We're at 646 checks in out of 1,700. Basically, we have a ways to go. Although a lot of those are dex checks, and once I find the Pokédex, we will be able to get a lot of checks fairly quickly because we can go to routes that we haven't been to and just catch. Like, it's gonna be pretty quick once we get to that point. We have to get to that point though, which involves finding the dex. And who knows, maybe the dex isn't actually useful, but it is likely useful as Evie. It's me. And as a Frostbite. Hi Frostbite, how are you? Yeah, so we've got a lot of checks. We'll be going, I believe, from Fuchsia. We'll be going to Fuchsia on to Seafoam today is the initial plan. And then beyond that, we will see what happens. But yeah, so that's it. That'll be the second half of the stream today. Do Fire Red Hell Rando. I do not intend to go for more than about 5 hours. I will be done by 10. So yeah, we'll be out of here on the earlier side today. I do have the next couple days off. I am going to be playing at a Commander Night tomorrow, so that'll be fun. I will let y'all know how that goes on Thursday when it's my birthday. My birthday is on Thursday. It is on the 9th of July. And we will talk a lot more about that birthday stream in just a few minutes. But to condense things down, we'll be yapping, then ranking dragon facts, and then doing an AP, an archipelago, synced with Dragos, some of which may or may not be here at the moment. So that'll be fun. I am like super looking forward to it. I've never collabed with Winter. I've never collabed with Mori. It's kind of a travesty that we haven't. We should have at some point. And so we're fixing that problem. In the way that is the best for all of us, because we're all rando nerds. We really are. I think we have caused Winter to become one due to Dragapelago stuff. Mori always has been, Eto always has been, but like I think we have converted the Winter. I'm still sad that I wasn't able to do Dragapelago this go around, but it seems like y'all are still like working through checks and stuff. So yeah, I'll talk about birthday stream in a bit. It is going to be an 8-hour stream, so we'll start at 2 o'clock Eastern time and go until 10. So we will be starting much earlier than normal, ending at about the same time, but we're going to be starting much earlier. Also, Fax, you were vehemently anti-randos before Dragapelago? I'm glad that we changed your tune. Randos are just like, I don't know, randos are so much fun because they let you play games that you enjoy playing, but in a completely different way. You get to experience, it's never the same game. And so like I'm playing 2 different Pokemon games for the Blarkapelago for in Eto's community. I think she's genning that today. I'm playing a couple Pokemon games for that, and one of those archipelagos is Black White 1, which is one of the most actively being worked on games, I think, in Archipelago period, but it's definitely one of the most actively being developed Pokemon games. There are mods for that game that increase the logic, that are like, that particular archipelago is plugin enabled, and so there's a bunch of people that have made additional plugins for additional routing kind of stuff. Winter, you played Black White 1. One of the concerns and one of the criticisms of Black White 1 in general is that it is extremely linear until you get to Nimbasa, and then the world opens and you can go a bunch of different directions, but it is very linear until then. One of the plugins that they made allows you to take a ferry from Route 18 to Castelia, which bypasses a huge chunk of that, well, this is extremely linear part of the game, which I did a test run of this on a couple days ago. I was like, oh, that's so cool. I hadn't seen that before, and it's being actively worked on so much that I'm like, there's so many updates. I'm just like, I missed that one, and I was like, oh, that's such a cool update. That's so good. Because it fixes a lot of the problems with the Black White 1 AP. Obviously, there's a bunch of other issues where it's like, you can't have randomized starters unless you use a plugin, which I do have. As well as just a bunch of like other things that are just kind of different, that are kind of weird with the game, that is by nature of it being an incomplete AP, but it is being actively developed. So like, I don't know, it's really cool. Yeah, you need very specific items in Black White 1 to get past the initial stages, and if you don't get them, you get BK'd immediately. And that is the case with a lot of games, but it's, I think, more the case with Black White 1 than with most other Pokemon games. A lot of the other Pokemon games are very much like okay, cool, you can get the first cup, you can get the first badge and the first HM, or you can get this other thing, or you can get this other thing, and there's a bunch of like options. But Black White 1 was, you could get Surf early, cool, that's fine. If you don't get Surf early, you have to have the parcel, and then you have to have the loot sack, machine part. And until you get those 3 items and the dragon skull, until you get those 4 items, you basically are just stuck. You're not going anywhere. You're not doing anything. So I'm glad that with the addition of the plugins and stuff, it actually makes it varies the logic. It makes it so that you can go different paths to get to different places. And it also brings up very interesting ideas of like, oh, well, what if we did more of this? What if we made a ferry to some other place? What if we did put a ferry in from here to here? And like they can add in rock smash rocks, they can do, like there's so many things that they can do that it's, I don't know. Very excited, and I've been very excited about the Gen 5 archipelagos for a while now. I am even more excited now that they've added some of these plugins because it's like, oh, this is cool. This is some cool stuff. Yeah, that'll actually be something that I'm going to be doing in the next couple days, is working on the Ento archipelago. I think I have 2. I'm doing Fire Red and I'm doing Black White. I don't think, maybe I did do Dex for one of them. I did just a straight item rando for one of them, and I think I might have done Dex Sanity, a partial Dex Sanity for the other one. But yeah, so that'll be this week. After Thursday, because it is a long stream, big event, etc., etc. I will be recovering Friday, Saturday. No, definitely no streams. Sunday, no stream, but we will have the 11th instance of the Pokemon Movie Night. So let me actually just pull that up now. Where we will be watching Giratina and the Sky Warrior. So on the, what is it, the 11th, 12th? I think it's on the 12th. Hold on, I don't know my days of the week. The 12th. Will be, I think I was remembering, oh, it's the number 11. But on July 12th at 4 p.m. Eastern time, so a couple hours earlier than I did them in the past, but the same time that I did the last month, we'll be watching Giratina and the Sky Warrior. So it is the 11th, it is Giratina, it is Shaman. We are like starting to get to the point where like we are deep into the franchise. We're like, this is like where we start to get to like 2010, and the animation style is like actively changing. Because if anybody has watched very much anime of whether Pokemon or anything else, like the difference between like 2005 animation and 2015 animation is night and day. And then the difference between like that and like 2020 animation is also very, so I'm very curious to see how things start to change as we continue going on with more of these movies. And it's one of the fun things about doing this series of Pokemon movies is the ability for us to just kind of go through and see the history of the series. It's fascinating. It's just really interesting, and I don't know. It's been super enjoyable, super enjoyable. And so we're going to do another one of those. That is going to be on Sunday at 4 p.m. Eastern. There is an event in my Discord, which, by the way, check it out if you have any interest. We do all of our like Pokemon Movie Night events and any future watch-alongs / other event nights. All of those will be in my Discord. And I will move over to that particular one now. I love this graphic. This graphic? Well, it's something. Shout out to Blood190, who's one of my mods, one of the mods of the Dragon Council, who made the Kool-Aid Man part of this. Well, some of the Kool-Aid Man part of this, I added extra stuff to it, but They even put themselves in the Kool-Aid Man scene with the bottom left, the your walls can't repel birthday of this magnitude. That is being said by Blood's, whatever it is, the reactive. But yeah, so we've got birthday happening on July 9th. That'll be on Thursday of this week. It is absolutely cinema. We will be playing, it'll start at 2 o'clock, go until 10-ish. The 10 o'clock end time is entirely dependent on how miserable our archipelago scene is. I've played APs. I've said to my Dwago partners, my Dwago AP partners, who are Edwaldal, Wintergust, and Mori the Gremlin, pick something that's 3 to 4 hours long. If you can see, there is a 5-hour slot allotted for the archipelago. I understand how synced archipelagos work. What ends up happening, more often than not, is that somebody gets stuck. And then that somebody getting stuck means that somebody else gets stuck. And then that means that somebody... And so if it is a 3 to 4 hour game, it is probably going to take us 4 to 5 hours. And if the scene is especially mean to any one of us, it might be more than that. I believe both Mori and Eto will be playing Super Metroid Map Rando. Winter, what are you playing? Do you know what you're playing yet? I don't know if we've talked about what you're doing. I am gonna be playing Mario & Luigi Superstar Saga, which I played a whole bunch of in Archipelagos towards the beginning to middle of last year, and I basically haven't played it since. So I'm like, you know what? It's a good time to bring that sucker out. That is a slightly longer game than the 3 to 4 hours that I mentioned to them. It's like a 4 to 5 hour game, but I have an emblem win condition that should shorten it pretty significantly, where it's like basically, ideally, I'm not gonna have to go to Joke's End, which is an enormously super long endgame mega dungeon. If I can skip Joke's End, we're good. We're good. But we have to, that is, the entire thing is hinging on not needing to go there. Also, I will not be as fresh with the game as I was before, but, it'll be fun. It'll be fine. What could possibly go wrong? Other than Cacletta. For any of you who have played that game as a child and did not see any of my streams on it and any of my yapping about it, Cacletta is one of the hardest bosses in that era of video gaming, because most of the game is not difficult. You can kind of roll over most of the game doing whatever. Cacletta is both a gear check and a skill check. And a knowledge check. It is an extremely difficult boss, especially if you're under-geared, and it can be absolutely miserable to deal with if you're under-leveled. So, yeah, it's gonna be fine. You went for Majora's Mask, tweak some goal options, remove some extra learning locations, so it should work out. Basically, I've played, and it's one of those things of, I've played enough Pokemon on this stream, it's at some point time to do something else. I'm not saying that I'm not gonna be playing Pokemon, I'm literally saying for the birthday archipelago, what if I don't play Pokemon for a change? Imagine, especially when I'm doing things like, I don't know, a Hell Rando already. We've already got Pokemon content. We've already got a bunch of stuff. We're good. We don't need stuff. But yeah, anyways, on July 9th, 2 o'clock start. The first hour to 2 hours, I'm allotting an hour and a half, but probably hour to 2 hours is gonna be yapping and reveals. I showed off a thing in my sub-only Discord last week. I will have a couple fun reveals, and one of them is in the picture. One of them is in fact in the picture. VTubers may know what I'm referring to, but at least anyone that uses certain extra software. But yeah, I have a couple reveals, couple big things to announce, to show off, to do. I need to bother people on VGen that's supposed to have stuff to me by the 9th, and I don't know whether they're gonna get it to me, but we're gonna make it work. Yeah, so the first hour to 2 hours, I'm aiming for an hour and a half, but hour to 2 hours is gonna be yapping and reveals. 3:30-ish, we'll start with the Dragonfact tier list. We'll get through as many of them as possible. I obviously don't expect to get all the way through the list. There's 200 something on the list. We're just not gonna get there. So we're going to do as much as we can and then save it, and we will bring it back later in the month. It might even be something that we throw into icebreakers. Maybe we do a little bit of that from time to time. We'll see. And then 5 p.m. will be the beginning of the archipelago with Waggos. There are also incentives, and this is mostly a, if y'all want to go crazy, the community will get stuff back for it. I have mentioned wanting to do like Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged watch-alongs for a while now. At $100, that is going to be a thing. 200 gets Commander Nights for Magic the Gathering. And then if somebody goes actually insane, we do have a $500 where we rig the goblin. So Twig is currently just a plushie. Just a plushie. But what if they were a fully rigged chat companion? What if? Could be a thing. But that would have to get mad, and I do not. That is like very silly levels of money. I do not expect anywhere close to that. For whatever it's worth, though, art will count, one per person, as a $25 thing. So if you make fan art of basically any variety, that is $25 towards those incentives. No matter how small, how doodly, how silly, a meme probably counts, any of that, art does count towards those incentives. So keep that in mind. Also, donations are $1 per dollar. One sub will be equal to $3. 100 bits is, as always, $1. And then, yeah, as mentioned, art is $25, but one per person. So you can't spam little things, but every bit helps, and every bit is like super duper appreciated. Yeah, so that's birthday. We got fun stuff on Thursday, and looking forward to it. It's gonna be a lot, and y'all aren't ready for some of it, and I am also not ready for some of it, but we're gonna make it work. And y'all will enjoy. I promise that y'all will enjoy. You basically went, short games, you should ideally know what you're doing. Majora's Mask is smaller than Ocarina of Time, so it should be your best option. I mean, the thing about like knowing your game, obviously you should know your game, but the thing about like Mario & Luigi Superstar Saga is I've played it so many times by now that I can kind of do most of it blind. I will need to remember how mashing works. I will need to remember how to Chopper Bros. But due to emblem ends, I can ideally be able to skip large segments of various stuff to just finish the game if it makes sense. If it makes sense. And we'll see. We'll see what the timing is like. We'll see what everything is good for. Because there's always like there's always like the weird edge cases and stuff where like it forces. We saw this in one of the APs I did with Katie last year, where basically the entire first 5 spheres were all Katie, and so if there gets to be some kind of weird thing like that, I feel like that's less likely in a 4-person than a 2-person. But if we get to that kind of a weird situation, then it's like, well, I mean, hopefully we can get it done and get it done in time for it to not be, you know, obnoxiously late for winter when we're finished. There's a reason I'm starting at 5 instead of, like, you know, starting stream at 4 and going till midnight. Part of it is because I want to be able to sleep, but also my collab partners also need to be able to sleep. So yeah. But yeah, that's birthday. I am super looking forward to it. It's gonna be a fun time. It's gonna be a fun time. It's gonna be lots of yapping, lots of special stuff, lots of probably terrible seeds, and you know, it'll be a good time. Let's bring back here. But yeah, okay. So we're an hour 40 in, 20 minutes from break. I think we're just gonna go into Hell Rando from here. I don't think I will take a break yet. I'll just take a break at the 2-hour mark, like I normally would. Yeah, I think we're good. Just because, I don't know. Yeah, I think we're good. So we'll move into Hell Rando now. Once again, for those of you who are unaware of what Hell Rando is, oh boy, oh boy, it's a time. It is. What if we needed all of the checks? Is basically what it says. And so we need all of the checks, which is fun. But yeah, so we'll switch over to that. That is the, nope, those are also the wrong buttons. There we go. We're gonna go here. Whoosh our way over here. We're gonna turn off BGM. We're gonna turn on this. All right, let's go. Right, I need to turn on sound. Hold on. I had this off while I was doing other stuff. Okay, I did also owe a name to Azumi, so we're gonna do that. Seeking. Right, this is not. I've been playing DS games this weekend where I can, like, you know, touch the screen and it does a thing. It doesn't work for this game. And we're gonna swap it with, sure, you. Okay. So let's go and name this. This is important. I think it's you? Is this the name raider? Yes. Okay, we're gonna name it Drown King. Because that's what somebody wanted it to be named. Sure thing. I will mark that off. Check. Okay. Also, before Pigments yells at me, because he will be the one that yells at me, I have changed the game I'm playing. Y'all should be proud of me. I actually remembered. Okay. Excuse me, phone, please. There we go. Alright, cool. Let's go. Oh, right. We have all of... Oh. Oh, no. I'm just staring at this and going, oh. Right. We not only have that, we have all of this place to do. Alright, well, we're going to be doing all of this. What is my main again? Oh, right, it's Scizor, isn't it? It's Scizor named Jajic Jike, because of course it is. Also, we're at level 95. I forgot that we were that high level. Nice miss. I love being greeted. The first thing that I do is a missed attack. Cast form. Also, his first mod was a 66, his second mod was a 56. Huh? I see. Alright, cool. Alright, Boo was our... Boosher was our rival. Like, I forgot about that. Okay. Should be good. Cool. Alright, so we have a bunch of items in here, bunch of trainers, bunch of Pokemon. We have just a bunch of stuff. I did the thing! I did the thing that I usually forget to do. I feel like that's just like a normal streamer thing though, is like, oh, change game, do other stuff. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Rando Nutshell, it's true. Hi, Katie! I hope you're doing okay. Oh no, I can't escape. What will I ever do? I'll just murder it. I guess we just remove it from existence. But yeah, after, yeah, Twig Yawn emote is definitely, yeah. Existing is good. That was all I was asking is, are you doing at least mildly okay? But we have Pokemon content, we have rando content that'll just be, oh. I see. So Cascade Badge is coming in here, right? That means Cascade Badge is here. That like necessarily means that Cascade Badge is here, yeah? I should probably be checking how many Mons these trainers have. Because if they have one Mon, then I can just superpower it and then they go away. Also, we start having Mons that appear, although I'm not sure. I might be repelled at this point. A lot of these trainers, I think, do have just one Mon. Cool. But I do love that, like, the fourth item of the day. All right, we're off to a fast start. Although that does not technically open up checks. The only things that by themselves open up checks, or before we got that opened up checks, was Flash, the bike, and the Dex, I believe. Oh. Well, I found where all of my items were. We got the Marsh badge. All right, so that's 6 badges. Which unlocks a whole bunch more refight checks. My favorite. Refight be honest, refight sanity sucks. Rematch sanity is the worst. I have learned my lesson not to do rematch sanity anymore. Have I learned my lesson though? Probably not. That's another item, okay? Computer key is actually relevant. I guess any of the gym keys are very relevant because all the gyms have 5 or 6 checks minimum, plus more if there's extra stuff. But yeah, we're off to a flying start, actually. And then we got 2 pieces of corn, which is, hi Mewtwo, which is like, you know, exactly what you'd expect to find at the midpoint of the Pokemon Tower is corn. Super Potion. Okay, so we do that. Zombies! I must be repelled. There's no way I'm not repelled. We're gonna bone meringue it so that we don't get hit by static. Full restore. Repel. Okay. The noon. There will definitely be some amount of fast forwarding it through some of the trainer animations. Just not any point in doing anything else. Bead mail. Well, like, how? Like, what an incredibly useless item. Just start body slamming. We'll just start. I hate freaking Salamances. Salamances are annoying because of Intimidate. Well, we critted, so it's fine. Whizcash. Just remove it. Cool. Blink, blink. Juice. Alright, 2 more trainers, 1 more item on this floor, then 3 trainers on the top floor, and I don't have the item finder yet. I do not have the item finder yet, so we'll have to come back for the last one. But that is fine. No queen. Also fine, no problems. We can just fly this, I think. Well, I should have used something else, but I didn't. Oh, you're an ass! Hey, 10 streak. Also, I got poisoned, paralyzed. God dang it. Thank you for 10. We'll fix that pair afterwards. I know I have a para-heal in here somewhere. There you are. Excuse me? Oh, it was on that. Let's grab... I don't know what I'm looking for. Forget it. We're just gonna go back up to the top and call it a day. Okay, cool. Cool. Art spec. Okay, 3 items up here. Oh, this guy also has info. Like, why is that shaded out? Because I don't have Fame Checker yet, and Fame Checker is potentially a ton of checks. Do I fly to this place? I do. So I could technically fly to Pewter. I've flied to Route 4. Since I have the boulder badge, I can get into Pewter. Although actually, I might have Pewter as a fly point. I might. I'm actually not sure if this guy sticks around or not, or if it's just something that we get when we pick up the fame checker. Because I imagine that when this... Oh, he just stays. Okay, so he sticks around. The other one leaves. The other two leave. Interesting. I don't think I've ever done this section of the game where I have Fame Sanity enabled, but I don't have the Fame Checker yet. Okay. Just keep flying. I wish that I wasn't needing to use fly. Fly is just such a slow move. I'd much rather use kind of anything else, actually. We are very close to not getting any more stuff, though, which is nice. Sure. I will take your spare berry. Okay, so if I fly... Oh, I have power plant fly point. Wait, so how do I get to Pewter? I think I got to Pewter via Cinnabar all the way up. That's awful. I hate it. I don't want that. Okay, we're just gonna do our initial plan. And hopefully we find something on the way. Hello, Goblin.
You're fine.
Oh. Okay. Are you having fun stroking my arm?
I like to give you a stroke from time to time.
Yeah, I know. I am aware. Hi.
Why are you blushing so much?
Why?
Gay or something?
Yeah, actually.
I'm hungry.
Didn't you already eat?
I did, but I also just talked with your mom.
That's fair. That's fair. My mother lost power for most of today.
For 14 hours.
For 14 hours because a
Truck hit a utility.
a truck hit a utility pole and it seemed like something exploded.
It knocked it down and it crossed the road. Past Sylkas.
Fair. I'm getting debonded. Nope. Okay.
Die?
No. I'm level 97. That's not gonna happen at this
I've
point.
seen you help.
Wow, thanks.
Hey, look, I know who you married.
Well, I mean, yes. There is definitely an element of weirdo there. The element of weirdo.
Buying that I'm not a molecule.
What? Okay.
That element of weirdo.
Okay. I believe you're more than one molecule. I'll just... Let's not go that far. Alright. It is confirmed. Twig is a single-celled organism. The fishing fool. I should wait for a second before I just continue running on, because we have 6 badges now, which means that we can theoretically have a lot of extra stuff. Yes.
It's still more than 1 month.
Listen, I don't make the rules. Okay, we can discuss this on the break that's happening in 2 minutes. As we just keep punching through this seed. I don't know how many more mons there are in this trainer. Plenty! Right, we're on the annoying part of this game where it's, oops, all mons. Every trainer has like 7 mons for no good reason. Hey, Blitz. Enjoy your lurk. Just like the most annoying part about this game. Piggy Berry. Okay. Oh, I have to fight you again. And again. Oh, hold on. Oh, verse Seeker's already enabled. Okay. That one is also a refight. So I will fight these guys first, then rematch for both of them. It's either, okay, this one's either a rematch or is, info, and I'm not actually sure which. I'm pretty sure it's a rematch. Yes, it is a rematch. Greg is trying to learn Brick Break. Well, I would love that on my main, but I cannot have that on my main. I can fly to Vermilion. Which is, hilariously enough, the fly unlocked to Pewter City. Oh, those are kind of high level. Bone meringue that, and we fly this. It lives a bone meringue. Wow, okay. Also, Quag! Let's just superpower it. Cool. Also, there's an ad starting soon. I'm gonna take a quick break. I will be back on the other side of said break. I'll see y'all after the break. And you can listen to this music on the way out. Alright, see you soon.